Westview High had a reputation for chaos. Among its halls, 3 bullies reigned supreme: Kyle, Mitch, and Brody, known for tormenting anyone who seemed weak. Their favorite game? Humiliating newcomers. On a rainy Monday, Eli, a scrawny new student with glasses, stepped into the school. Quiet and polite, he kept his head down, clutching his backpack. Kyle spotted him instantly, smirking. "Fresh meat," he whispered to Mitch. "By third period, the trio had a plan." They cornered Eli in the hallway, their laughter echoing. "Welcome to Westview, nerd," Brody sneered, shoving Eli's books to the floor. Students watched, some giggling, others silent. Eli said nothing, picking up his books with steady hands. Kyle leaned in. "Tomorrow, we'll give you a proper welcome." The next day, the bullies waited in the bathroom, their usual stage 4 initiations. As Eli entered, Kyle blocked the door. "Time for a swim, new kid," he taunted, grabbing Eli's collar. Mitch and Brody laughed, pushing him toward a toilet. The air grew tense, phones already out to record the prank. Eli's face stayed calm, almost eerily so. Just as Kyle shoved Eli's head downward, something shifted. Eli's hand shot up, gripping Kyle's wrist with surprising strength. The bathroom fell silent. "You sure about this?" Eli asked, his voice low. Kyle hesitated, caught off guard. Before he could respond, Eli twisted free, standing tall. The bullies exchanged glances, unsure. What was this kid hiding? The crowd leaned in, sensing something big was coming. The Westview High bathroom reeked of bleach and bad decisions. Kyle, Mitch, and Brody circled Eli, their sneers lit by flickering fluorescent lights. "What's that, nerd? You think you're tough?" Kyle mocked, tightening his grip on Eli's collar. The crowd outside pressed closer, phones recording, whispers buzzing. Eli's glasses glinted, his expression unreadable. Mitch cracked his knuckles, ready to finish the initiation. "Last chance to beg," Brody taunted, shoving Eli toward the toilet again. The water gleamed menacingly. But Eli didn't budge. With a sudden jerk, he slipped Kyle's grasp, stepping back. "You're making a mistake," Eli said, his voice steady, almost amused. The bullies froze, thrown by his calm. Kyle laughed nervously. "What, you gonna cry?" Eli's lips twitched into a faint smile. He adjusted his glasses, then cracked his neck, a sound that echoed like a warning shot. The crowd gasped. Mitch, impatient, rushed forward, aiming a sloppy punch. Eli dodged with eerie precision, his movements fluid, like he'd done this before. Mitch stumbled, crashing into a sink. "What the?" he sputtered, clutching his hand. Kyle's bravado faltered. "Get him," he yelled, charging. Eli sidestepped, grabbing Kyle's arm and twisting it just enough to make him yelp. Brody hesitated, eyes wide. "Who is this guy?" someone whispered. Eli released Kyle, who staggered back, red-faced. The bathroom felt smaller, the air electric. Eli stood centered, unbothered, as if he owned the space. The crowd's phones kept rolling, sensing a viral moment. What was Eli hiding? And could the bullies back down now? The Westview High bathroom was a battlefield now, the crowd's gasps filling the air. Kyle rubbed his twisted arm, glaring at Eli, who stood calm, glasses fogged from the scuffle. Mitch, still dazed from his sink collision, scrambled up, pointing. "You're dead, nerd," he shouted, but his voice cracked, earning snickers. Brody hovered near the door, looking ready to bolt. Eli tilted his head, unfazed. "You sure you want to keep going?" he asked, his tone almost polite. Kyle, ego bruised, roared and swung a wild fist. Eli ducked, moving like water, and tapped Kyle's knee with his foot. Kyle crumpled, yelping, as the crowd erupted in cheers. Phones caught every second, the video already destined for X. Mitch tried next, charging like a bull. Eli spun, using Mitch's momentum to send him crashing into Brody. The two bullies tangled, landing in a heap by the stalls. Laughter exploded. "This kid's a ninja," someone yelled. Eli adjusted his backpack, still composed, as if he hadn't just dismantled three bigger guys. Kyle, on his knees, spat, "Who are you?" Eli crouched, meeting his gaze. "Just a guy who likes his peace," he said, a smirk flickering. The crowd parted as Eli stepped toward the door, but Brody, desperate to save face, grabbed a mop and swung it. Eli caught the handle mid-air, yanking it free with a twirl that looked choreographed. The room went wild. Brody backed away, hands up. What was Eli's secret? And how had he learned to move like that? Westview High buzzed with gossip after the bathroom brawl. Eli's takedown of Kyle, Mitch, and Brody was the talk of every hallway. Phones replayed the video, Eli twirling the mop, Kyle hitting the floor, Brody's wide-eyed retreat. "Who is this guy?" a girl whispered in math class. By lunch, Eli was a legend, but he sat alone, eating a sandwich, unbothered. Kyle, sporting a bruised ego and a sore knee, huddled with Mitch and Brody in the cafeteria. "He's gotta be some karate freak," Mitch muttered, rubbing his wrist. Brody, still mop-shy, shook his head. "Nah, that was military stuff. My cousin's in the army, same moves." Kyle slammed his tray. "We're not done with him." Across the room, Eli noticed their glares but kept eating, his calm almost mocking. A brave freshman approached. "Yo, Eli, how'd you do that?" Eli shrugged. "Practice." The kid pressed, but Eli just smiled, deflecting. Rumors swirled. Was he a secret fighter? A runaway spy? The mystery fueled the hype. After school, the bullies trailed Eli to the parking lot, itching for round two. Kyle cracked his knuckles. "No crowd this time, nerd." As they closed in, Eli stopped, dropping his backpack. "You guys don't learn, do you?" he said, voice low. He stepped into a stance, feet planted, eyes sharp. A passing teacher's shout froze the bullies. "Break it up," she barked. Kyle sneered but backed off, vowing revenge. Eli grabbed his bag and walked off, unfazed. What was his deal? And could the bullies outsmart him? Westview High's parking lot incident only fueled the fire. Kyle, Mitch, and Brody nursed their pride, plotting in the gym locker room. "Eli's gotta pay," Kyle growled, his knee still aching. Mitch, icing his wrist, nodded. "He's not that tough without a crowd." Brody, still haunted by the mop, suggested, "Let's jump him after school." No phones, no witnesses. Their plan, ambush Eli behind the bleachers. Word of Eli's legend grew. A grainy ex-post of the bathroom fight hit thousands of views, captioned, "Nerd destroys bullies." Eli, oblivious, helped a teacher carry books, earning curious stares. In history class, a girl whispered, "Is he, like, a secret agent?" Eli just doodled, ignoring the hype. After the final bell, the bullies lurked near the bleachers, hoods up, fists clenched. Eli appeared, backpack slung, humming softly. Kyle stepped out, blocking his path. "No teacher to save you now," he sneered. Mitch and Brody flanked him, cracking knuckles. The air felt heavy, no crowd to cheer. Eli sighed, dropping his bag. "You guys are predictable," he said, adjusting his glasses. Kyle lunged, aiming for Eli's face. Eli leaned back, the punch grazing air, then countered with a sharp jab to Kyle's shoulder, making him stagger. Mitch swung a stick, but Eli caught it, twisting it free with a grin. "Nice try," he quipped. Brody froze, muttering, "This dude's unreal." A janitor's shout broke the fight. "Hey! Get outta here!" The bullies scattered, but Eli just waved, strolling off. The bullies' plan had failed, but they weren't done. What was Eli's secret? And how far would they go? Westview High was a rumor mill now. The bleachers fiasco had kids whispering, Eli's gotta be trained by some kung fu master. A new X-post, Nerd vs. Bullies, Round 2, racked up likes, showing Eli's stick-twist dodge. Yet Eli stayed quiet, helping clean the art room, ignoring the stares. His calm only fueled the mystery. Kyle, Mitch, and Brody licked their wounds in the cafeteria, their rep in tatters. He's not human, Brody muttered, still stickless. Kyle, fuming, slammed his soda. I bet he's hiding something. Nobody's that good. Mitch, scrolling X, found a blurry photo of Eli at a local gym, sparring with a coach. Look. He's no nerd, he's a fighter. The bullies hatched a new plan, expose Eli's secret to humiliate him. They'd dig into his past, maybe tail him after school. Meanwhile, a shy classmate, Tara, approached Eli at his locker. You okay after, she asked. Eli smiled. I'm fine. They're not. Tara laughed, but her eyes lingered, curious. After school, the bullies followed Eli to a rundown gym downtown. Through grimy windows, they saw him sparring, dodging punches, landing precise jabs, his glasses off, face focused. A grizzled coach barked, faster, Eli. Kyle's jaw dropped. He's a pro. Mitch whispered. They planned to confront him there, out of school safety. As Eli left the gym, he paused, sensing eyes. He turned, spotting shadows ducking behind a car. Smirking, he called, bad at fighting and sneaking? The bullies froze, hearts racing. Eli walked off, unbothered. What was his training? And could they expose him? The old gym's neon sign flickered as Kyle, Mitch, and Brody crept closer, hearts pounding. They'd seen Eli sparring like a pro, and now they wanted answers. We'll record him, show everyone he's a fake, Kyle hissed, phone ready. Inside, Eli shadowboxed, sweat dripping, his coach yelling, keep those hands up. The bullies hid behind crates, filming. Eli's moves were surgical, dodges sharp, jabs lightning fast. Mitch whispered, he's gonna kill us. Brody, still scarred from the stick incident, whimpered, let's leave. But Kyle, stubborn, stepped out. Hey, nerd. Hiding your boxer life? Eli paused, wiping his brow, unfazed. Not hiding. Just training. The coach, a burly man with a scar, stormed over. Who are these clowns? He growled. Kyle faltered but pressed, Eli's acting weak at school, but he's a pro. The coach laughed, loud and rough. Pro? Kid's just dedicated. Been here since he was 10, after his dad. He stopped, glancing at Eli, who tensed. Eli's eyes darkened. Leave it, coach. The bullies pounced on the hint. What, daddy issues? Mitch taunted. Eli's fist clenched, but he exhaled, staying calm. You're not worth it, he said, turning back to his bag. Kyle, desperate, shoved him. Big mistake. Eli spun, pinning Kyle's arm in a blur, forcing him to his knees. Enough, Eli warned, voice icy. The coach yanked Kyle up. Get out, or I call the cops. The bullies scrambled, phone still recording. Outside, they replayed the clip, Eli's speed, the coach's words. His dad, something's up, Brody said. They'd post it on X, expose Eli's past. But what had the coach almost spilled? And was Eli unstoppable? Westview High woke to chaos. Kyle, Mitch, and Brody had posted their gym video on X, captioned, Eli's a fake. Hiding his boxer life. The clip, Eli pinning Kyle, the coach's cryptic words about his dad, blew up, hitting 10,000 views by lunch. Kids crowded around phones, whispering, Eli's got secrets. But the comments weren't what the bullies expected. He's a beast, one read. Bullies got owned, another mocked. Eli, unfazed, sharpened pencils in class, ignoring the stares. Tara, the shy classmate, slid into the seat beside him. You saw the post? She asked. Eli nodded. They're desperate. Tara frowned. They're digging into your life. Be careful. Eli's jaw tightened, but he smirked. Let them try. In the cafeteria, the bullies gloated, expecting Eli to crumble. He's done, Kyle bragged, scrolling X. But their smirks faded when Tara stood on a table, voice shaking but loud. You think that video makes you look good? Eli's 10 times the person you are. The room cheered, stunning the bullies. Mitch sputtered, mind your business, but the crowd drowned him out. Furious, Kyle planned a final move, confront Eli publicly, force him to admit his secret. They'd ambush him at the school talent show that night, where Eli was rumored to perform. He'll crack in front of everyone, Brody said, grinning nervously. As they schemed, Eli practiced in the gym, his coach watching. You okay, kid? He asked. Eli's punches quickened. They don't know what's coming. The talent show loomed. Would the bullies' plan work? Or was Eli ready to turn the tables again? Westview High's talent show packed the auditorium, the air electric with anticipation. The X post about Eli's gym fight had everyone buzzing. Will he snap tonight? Kyle, Mitch, and Brody sat in the front row, smirking, ready to humiliate Eli. Backstage, Eli adjusted his glasses, holding a worn boxing glove, his expression calm. Tara, helping with props, whispered, You got this. Eli nodded, a spark in his eyes. The show rolled on, singers, dancers, a bad juggler, but all eyes waited for Eli. When his name was called, the crowd roared. He stepped on stage, alone, no music, just the glove. This is for my dad, he said softly, then began a shadowboxing routine, each move precise, powerful, like a dance. The audience gasped, mesmerized. Kyle couldn't resist. He jumped up, yelling, Fake fighter. Tell us about your dad. Mitch and Brody joined, chanting, Secret. Secret. The crowd booed, but Kyle tossed a water bottle on stage, splashing Eli. The room tensed. Eli caught the bottle mid-air, spinning it back to land at Kyle's feet. Laughter erupted. Sit down, Eli said, voice steady, resuming his routine. Furious, Kyle rushed the stage, Mitch trailing. Eli sidestepped, redirecting Kyle into Mitch with a gentle push. They stumbled, tripping over cords, to wild cheers. Enough, the principal shouted, storming in. Eli paused, glove raised, as security dragged the bullies out. The crowd chanted, Eli. Eli. He bowed, smiling faintly, but his words about his dad lingered. What did they mean? And how would the bullies retaliate now? Westview High hadn't seen drama like the talent show in years. The viral X post of Eli's shadowboxing hit 50,000 views, with comments praising his skill and roasting Kyle, Mitch, and Brody. The bullies, suspended after their stage stunt, sulked in detention, their rep ruined. Eli, meanwhile, walked the halls unbothered, Tara at his side, kids nodding respectfully. In the gym, Eli trained, his coach watching closely. Tara, now a friend, asked, What's with your dad? Eli paused, glove off, and sighed. He was a boxer. Taught me everything, then passed when I was 10. I fight to honor him. Tara's eyes softened. You're amazing, Eli. He smiled, shrugging. Just keeping my promise. Word spread. A school assembly honored Eli's skills, inviting him to demo his boxing for charity. The crowd cheered as he sparred, each jab a tribute. Kyle, Mitch, and Brody, back from suspension, watched from the back. Kyle muttered, We messed up. Brody, mop-free, nodded. He's untouchable. Mitch, Humbled, tossed Eli a water bottle post-demo. Eli caught it, grinned, and tossed it back. "Truce?" he asked. They nodded, sheepish. Eli's story inspired Westview. The X post sparked a "Be Like Eli" hashtag, trending locally. He stayed humble, helping Tara with art club, ignoring fame. The bullies never bothered him again, and the toilet prank was history. Eli's dad would have been proud. This is Westview's legend. If you loved Eli's epic journey, smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more stories of triumph. Drop a comment, who's your underdog hero? New videos every week.